Welcome to the Edge Unlock Summit, your blueprint to increase profits, time freedom, and market domination. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Meredith Walker. Meredith brings over 15 years of experience in technology industry and multiple degrees in business and leadership. She's a business consultant, speaker, and coach who has turned her deep technical expertise and passion for mentorship into a powerful way to help others unlock their full potential. Her personal journey caring for her quadriplegic mother for over 12 years taught her that circumstances don't dictate the course of our lives. Meredith's story is one of resilience, determination, and commitment to empowering the next generation of leaders. Let's dive in to learn how she can help you build a freedom-focused business and create the future that you envision. Welcome, Meredith.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate all your time and energy to put into this, so welcome. Let's start off with your facing adversity head on. You've mentioned how caring for your quadriplegic mother for over a decade shaped your understanding of perseverance. Can you share a bit more about what that experience taught you about leadership and overcoming obstacles in business and life?
Yes, I love any opportunity to speak about my and my mom's journey, mainly because I think that everybody can reconcile and have an instance where you've had to overcome adversity. What I would paint the picture of is that my mom became sick essentially overnight when I was 23 years old. So, right at a pivotal moment in life where I'm
Yeah.
considered an adult, but also not quite ready to make all the adult life decisions. And so, having something like that circumstance happen so early in my life was really a blessing for both of us because I learned so much authenticity, how to be ambitious, how to continue to communicate clearly, overcome adversity, and transitioning into a team dynamic, which you probably wouldn't consider is working in groups, creating a network, creating a game plan with a medical team is probably one of the biggest ones.
Wow.
So, empathy, kindness, and another thing that I would recognize is assumptions. You focus on my whole thing is to focus on controllable factors, and I found out that through making so many assumptions of things that I could not control. So those are a few lessons that I think transferred from a personal and professional space.
Well, those are big lessons.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I would agree.
Yes. Well, translating to um, tech expertise into your business growth, with 15 years of technology experience, you've seen firsthand how fast our world is evolving. How can entrepreneurs, especially those in the service-based businesses, use technology strategically to gain a competitive edge and unlock new profit streams?
Yeah, what a great time for entrepreneurs. It seems like there's new evolving tech every day. And speaking candidly, as an entrepreneur myself, the tech framework that I've always been a part of has been foundational technology. So, applications, infrastructure, diving into the world of innovation like website development and design or applications to use externally with guests or new clients is really a new world for me as well. And the fun part about that is my biggest advice that may or may not correlate back to a tech transition is continue learning, knowing exactly your brand, knowing your audience, and learning everything about their hurdles is going to make you an expert and also probably pretty profitable to be such an expert in that space. I would also translate that partnering with technology and knowing your business strategy and getting the right tools so that when someone does partner with you, it is easy. That is going to be one of your biggest reference points that people will continue to say. It was so easy to partner because of the tools they had for onboarding, implementation, communication, support. That's where I think the technology is continuing to grow and evolve. But if you don't have the framework and the process down on paper, the technology is really not going to bridge the gap of that problem. So continuing to be informed, really true to your brand, knowing your target audience, trying to deliver and match your internal technology tools to align with that. It's probably the best way for you to start as a new entrepreneur and starting your own business.
I like that the way you embrace it and you say, what a great time.
It's such a
You're,
great time.
you're so
Mhm.
positive.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, when you're talking about leadership skills for market domination, you have multiple degrees in business and leadership. What do
Mhm.
you believe are the most critical leadership qualities an entrepreneur should cultivate, not only thrive in uncertain times, but also dominate in their market?
I believe that one of the main foundation principles that you should have as a leader, regardless if it's in your career or in your own business, is courage, right? Courage to do the thing. The next thing is clear communication and clarity around who you are. I would also entwine their integrity. Your word, your brand, your reputation is everything in this space. And so, if you combine all of those things, very clear mission of who you are, what you bring to the table, back that up with action, and also with your communication style, I think that's pretty limitless as far as what people should bring as a leader and leadership to the table from an entrepreneur lens. The other thing is authenticity. To me, that's what's really going to resonate through and through is people are going to love who you are and what you bring to the table. And when you are presenting yourself in an authentic way, it will not feel like work. And I never thought that in my whole career because it always felt like work in my career. And then when people say, when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. I think when you authentically love what you do and aren't we like the money, but if you're not completely motivated by that and you do good work, that's where it does unlock the passion and things happen more naturally.
I like that. And you can see your passion coming out, so you must love it.
Yes, yes.
Well, empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs, one of your core missions is to inspire the next generation to reach their full potential, regardless of circumstances. In your work with aspiring entrepreneurs, what do you see as the biggest mindset obstacles that are holding them back, and how do you guide them to
Mm.
break through?
Yeah, I love an opportunity to give back time and knowledge to people. And so when we say that I like to give back and invest myself in the community, it's anywhere from junior high school age to new business leaders of any age. And the message remains the same. You have imposter syndrome, you have all this negative self-talk and doubt, and what I would encourage people to understand is you have overcome everything thus far. You have figured it out. It is something that you have pushed through. You have that courage. I also encourage them to look at controllable factors. And I mentioned that a lot, especially on my website through a lot of different teaching and coaching. But what I mean by that is if you are able to take questions and answer them in a manner that leads you to the next actionable step, then everything becomes more focused and has positive momentum moving forward. What I don't mean is that you will succeed every time you complete that controllable factor, but it leads you to the next step. And in my opinion, failure does not equate to the negative connotation of you failed at a thing. It is the opportunity to learn and ask and change the perspective, and then positive momentum and controllable factor to the next step. So that's really what I resonate and what I try to emulate with them is one, have the courage to just take the step. You do not perceive failure as anything that is negative and embrace it as an opportunity. And that controllable factors will allow you to really hone in on focus on the when things feel overwhelming or unclear. That's where controllable factors allow you an opportunity to really move towards your end goal.
I like that. When you talk about focus,
Mhm.
let's expand on that a little bit because
Yeah.
I feel like entrepreneurs, they just, they're driven, they're doing so much. And, but I think focus is a
Mm.
big issue.
Yeah.
What do you suggest when you feel like you have, a big long to-do list and you have so many things to do and you just want to do it all and you're driven, but maybe you need a little bit more focus?
Yeah. This is going to take a lot of different personality traits and really understanding your strengths and weaknesses, in my opinion. So, me, I'm a type A personality. I like time blocking. I like lists. I like prioritization. I really like a framework. So, my day is planned out and then I like to cross it off the list. Not everybody is built to enjoy doing something like that. So,
Yeah.
I would encourage everybody to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, really from behavioral assessments to just knowing communication style, learning style, all of the things about yourself. That way you can really learn how to manage and manipulate your day to be successful for you. So an example of this I would give you, I love to do data entry and filing. That's not what everybody will say. Not a lot of people will say that, but
Mhm.
if but I despise working. Well, that's a harsh word. I don't enjoy working on my website or the creative tasks.
Yeah.
So what I do is I prioritize those first when I'm the most energized, because I know that's a weakness of mine and I will neglect and put off and procrastinate in that. So I have focused time on the task that drains me the most, and then I get refueled throughout the day by the tasks that really bring me joy. Um,
Like that.
so I would say that's how I like to focus. Another way of focusing, in my opinion, would be for people to continue to learn and get a lot more knowledge in their space, but set a lot of boundaries on what you should and shouldn't do. And I think that becomes very clear as you're an entrepreneur because you want to take on so much. So setting good boundaries, knowing your why, and I think that helps with focus as well.
I like that. Many entrepreneurs struggle with burnout and
Mm.
feeling chained to their business. What are some practical strategies or systems you recommend for building a business that runs smoothly, profitably, without demanding every minute of the owner's day, which is our dream, right?
Our dream. Um, I think that this also comes back to you knowing yourself, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, because when we're overwhelmed, it's my opinion that we feel busy because we're in the unknown. So we're in the factor of between knowing and not knowing. So we feel busy because it's so unclear. So as you get clear and you get focused, then that actually doesn't feel as much time drain, in my opinion. So an hour block in the morning, take a quick break, really be regimented and disciplined in holding yourself accountable to completing tasks that move you and your business forward. Do not let all the noise and chaos come in here. And if you do want to, then you have to time block and say, I'm only allowing these 3 hours where I'm allowing chaos in, but the rest of the time of my day is dedicated to moving my business forward. And that's the difference. Completing goals and being busy are two separate things. Where are you being drained? Where are you getting burnt out in? So I like to only focus on things that get me closer to the goal, get me closer to a tangible action. But knowing that skill and exercising and stretching that muscle and showing that discipline will take a lot of work.
I like that. I hope the audience is taking notes because there is a lot in there. And I like when you said allowing chaos. So you're setting aside, so not only setting aside the time to do your focus things that maybe you enjoy, but setting that time aside that say, okay, this is allowing my chaos time.
Yeah. And I
I'm gonna
mean,
have to try
sometimes
that.
we all get into a space where, like, I was so busy all day, but at the end of the day, I don't know what I did, or there's no
Yeah.
tangible thing. And that's where you flip that mindset to, I will know exactly what I accomplished every day. And it moved the needle forward on X goal. And if you
Yeah.
have that mindset, the chaos is a lot of the social media or TV. But as you get better at your time management, it unlocks opportunity for those other fun things to creep in.
I like that. Could you share a personal story of a time you faced a significant business challenge and how you used mindset or leadership techniques to transform that obstacle into an opportunity?
Yes, I can actually come up with two. The first one is starting my own business. Again, I'm a very type A corporate mindset personality that felt I had a lot of other opportunity to share, and my capacity was bigger than what the box of what I was doing in my career was allowing me to be. And so starting my business, I had so much imposter syndrome. I know I have all of these things. I've gone to school, I've done all that, but even someone like me continues like, am I ready for this? Am I prepared? I'm a planner, so I planned for 6 months. I got all of the legal forms in place, made sure all the I's were dotted, T's were crossed, still wouldn't take this step because you talk yourself that negative self-talk. So that's probably the first moment where I had to lean in the most on my network and the trusted people around me who support me that really talked me into taking the step, because nothing's going to be 100% perfect. You're not going to always be successful right out of the gate. You're going to learn from that. You're going to grow. You're going to pivot your business model when it doesn't work. So having the mentality of trying to break through and become an entrepreneur thinking you're going to be 100% ready, you're not. Take the leap. Trust the process. Have faith in yourself, because that's exactly what I said earlier. But my husband was very kind and said, you have never taken any circumstance that was tough from now and have tragically failed from it. You have learned, you have pivoted, you have come out really successful on the other side. Why is this any different? And
Mm.
so don't let that negative self-talk come into play, which is just really great. Really surround yourself with a good network of people that can be honest with you, and you can receive that honesty well. So that's probably the first instance. The second instance, I would take anything that someone would throw my way, even if it wasn't the same in my business model, because someone that I liked referred me on, and I took the weight of the referral as their name and my name partnered together. I need to bring the best version of myself and accept this job, as an entrepreneur, accept this, what they were planning and preparing me for, because of the person who referred me on. So my advice there would be, again, be very clear on what you do and don't do. Because if you start taking work because it translates to either, well, so-and-so sent him over to me, so I can't turn them away,
Yeah.
you're not really doing your purpose. You're probably not bringing 100% of yourself to that issue, to that task at hand. But in that moment, I pivoted and changed my mindset for an opportunity for feedback and clarity around what I do offer. What is my strength here? Learning what I like and what I don't like, and then tailoring my service package to that. So
Like that.
in that,
So you could actually just politely say, that's not something that's aligned with what I do, so I'm going to have to decline, them
Mhm,
as a client,
mhm.
instead of just taking everybody.
That's correct. Yeah. And that will feel hard and heavy,
Yeah.
but it is going to be to your best interest, because
Yeah.
while I tried to deliver the best level of service, I don't think I was 100% skilled or the right person for that. And that's really not the best person I want to present, because my name and my reputation is tied in my business. So I want to be 100% or 110% every
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think more of us need to do that because we just think we just take it on and take it on and take it on. And maybe it isn't the right, and it's probably not good for the client either if you take them on knowing you know, that it's not a right fit.
Yeah, you're just so afraid to disappoint everybody, but it
Yeah.
but think of the outcome there more so. People will respect you more if you say, "Hey, I'd love to find you a new partner. This isn't a part of my service offering."
Yeah, yeah, I think
Hmm.
so. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
when creating a lasting impact and a legacy, when entrepreneurs focus on scaling profits and market share, the human element can sometimes be overlooked. How do you advise leaders to keep their passion for mentorship and positive impact alive while aggressively pursuing growth?
Yeah. I think this goes hand in hand, in my opinion. I am a huge proponent of giving back, especially into my community. I share along, it's part of my mission statement, is that I do try to help the future leaders.
Mhm.
So, with that, I think I have an obligation to give back to the community so that someone doesn't have to work or walk the hardest road. And what I think you'll find as an entrepreneur starting out is that so many people want to be that for you, that in turn you should be invigorated to want to be that for someone else. And so I reach out locally to all of the different organizations that are really near and dear to me. I do a lot of youth initiatives in locally. I would say I reach out to the Chamber of Commerce to see what they offer in the city.
Mhm.
But what people wouldn't understand is the minute that your heart is compelled to give back, it's so interesting, this domino effect of so many people that want to speak on your behalf and advocate for you and your business.
Yeah.
So I think that that's why I said it goes hand in hand. The minute that you present yourself as a person who's invested in your local community or or invested in a specific topic, people really resonate with people who want to give back, and it does lead to different sales opportunities or different networking and opening different doors for you that I would have never guessed, because my intention of going back to it is giving back to my community, giving back to specifically minority females in a STEM position, right? That's really near and dear to my heart, uh, being able and being privileged to sit in the seats that I've been able to sit in. But I've gotten a lot of referrals just from doing that. Whether or not you take them on, it doesn't hurt to have that network and that group of support, and people want to support you.
I like that. What, as how can the audience connect with you? Or I think you have a free offer as far as your, I love the 10 tips to conquer challenges because you definitely have conquered some. So, tell us more about what you can do for the audience and then the free
Yeah.
offer and how they can reach you.
Yes. Well, I'm always open. They can reach me on my websites. I have two of them at this moment in time. Fortifying Roots is my technology business consulting website. And then M. Walker the Talker is where I do mentorship, leadership, coaching. And that's where they can download the free offer, which is 10 tips, as you mentioned. So happy to
Mhm.
connect, really enjoy meeting new people. I would encourage everybody out there to network. We are in such a time where so many people want to give back and want to be a part of helping you out, that just have the courage to reach out to people that you follow and admire on social media or different platforms, because I think everybody's willing to help.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's awesome. And part of doing this too is networking with other speakers and other audiences. And so that's, that's awesome. I
Yes.
appreciate everything that you do. Now, as far as the audience taking their next step, what do you
Mhm.
think after listening to you and they really like everything that you're saying and they would like just take their next step, what do you think their immediate step would be right now today?
Yeah, I take the step, take the dang
I like
step.
that.
But I would also encourage everybody, as elementary as it sounds, to do a decision tree map. So you start off with this idea, I want to start a business. And then
Okay.
all of the components, you continually ask yourself questions to get you into the mindset of understanding the controllable factors and the framework around what action items am I missing? So, an example of that is I want to start a business. Do I know all the legal compliance to start a business? Yes, no. If the answer is no, you have some research to get done. If the answer is yes, what is there from legal compliance? Is my brand and everything in order? Yes, no. That is how I feel people will get their next steps that trickle out. But the first step is, if you have your vision, if you have everything locked up and you're ready to go, take the step, take it.
I like that.
Yeah,
Just take the step.
take the step.
That's what we want people to do. Take that step. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I'm so privileged to be a part of this group and just encourage everybody that's a part of this is really here to share a story, offer advice, and just continuing to tune in.
Awesome. Thank you. Meredith, thank you for generously sharing your hard-won expertise. Your compelling journey, rooted in technology, leadership, and personal resilience, reminds us that no obstacle is insurmountable with the right outlook and determination. Your story is a powerful reminder that with the right mindset and strategy, no circumstance can limit our potential. I'm confident our audience will leave equipped with practical steps to boost their profits, safeguard their time, and expand their influence. We're honored to have you featured here in the Edge Unlocked Summit, and we can't wait to witness how the attendees will bring your strategies to life. Thank you so much, Meredith.
Thank you.